What's guys, Tyler here, welcome back to a brand new video. And this will be a story time video about me meeting Mike Tramp, White Line, and Steve Brown of Trickster. So as always, let's get into it. So last Friday I went to see Trickster and Mike Tramp, and the show was awesome. So I got there a little late and Trickster was already playing. I know they went on at 8:15 and I got there probably around 8:40ish, and I try to see if I can get any merch from them. But the first thing I got over there was a shirt of the Songs of White Line, which is what I'm wearing right now. And fortunately, I did not get a chance to get any shirts or merchandise from Trickster, but maybe one day I'll get a Trickster shirt. But first thing I did when I got to the venue was I went straight to the merch booth to get a shirt, the Songs of White Line, and surprisingly, it was double-sided. So this is the front of the shirt right here. It's the Songs of White Line on it. And obviously, Mike Tramp put an album out recently, a few months ago, called Songs of White Line, which is remixes of songs. And obviously, he did the tour for it, which I'm so glad he did the tour for. The album's awesome. So here's what the back looks like right here. I was very surprised that this was double-sided. And Trickster did a great job. Well, it was basically half of Trickster. It was PJ Farley, the bass player, and Steve Brown, the guitar player, and they had hired going for a drummer. I forgot his name at the moment. But Steve Brown did a really good job on vocals. And after that, it maybe got me thinking, why do they even have a singer in the first place? But anyway, anytime you get a singer, it's always a luxury. But anyway, Steve Brown did a really good job of singing the songs. And it was awesome to hear Surrender, One in a Million, and there's the catalog. And then Mike Tramp went on. He played about an hour and a half, which was awesome, and he played all the songs I wanted to hear, except for two, but somewhat the same thing. Like the Stephen Pearcy concert back in February, played all the songs I wanted to hear, minus two. So, but I really got my money's worth of everything, and I really recommend if anyone out there is a White Line fan, I definitely recommend you look up the tour dates, and who knows, he might be coming to a town near you. So definitely recommend it. I mean, this is the closest you're ever gonna get to see White Line, because obviously Vito Brada's not with them, but the guitar player that Mike Tramp had with him, he was very solid. He was spot on. He nailed every solo that Vito wrote, note per note. And the drummer, I don't know much about the drummer, but the bass player he had with him, he was actually in the band of Freaking Nature back in the day, in the 90s. So that was pretty cool. I basically saw two chorus of Freaking Nature, so that was pretty interesting. He was solid too. And Mike Tramp did say that Vito Bratta signed off on the guitar player playing his parts, so I thought that was pretty cool. So like I said, so I was glad I was able to get this shirt. So, and I was able to meet Mike Tramp and Steve Brown after the show. I didn't mingle after the show, which basically, they were basically by their merch booth, and it didn't cost anything, so it was free. So that was another plus. So, sir, and Mike Tramp signed my Pride CD sleeve. I had him sign Main Attraction. And funny story about this, so I originally wanted to sign the inside of it, because obviously this is like a, what do you call it, like a fold-out poster. But he signed this first, And I even asked him if it was okay if he could sign the inside, which is Fallout poster. And of course, first says sorry. Then I said, no, we're good. So when he did sign it, so I thought that was really nice of him to sign it twice for me. And we met him at first. My dad did tell him that he met Vito back in the day, and he was telling him that I brought my son with me, and his reaction was pretty cool. He basically said, I'm honored that you bring your son to one of my shows. Thank you so much. So that was pretty cool. And Mike Tramp, he was awesome. He was a very down to earth guy, and you could tell he loves what he does. And like I said, the show was awesome. The songs were what do you call it? They were tuned a full step. I mean, a whole step. They were tuned down to a whole step. So that was kind of weird, but at the end of the day, he still played the songs, the hits. So it was awesome hearing those songs live. Like I said, if it wasn't for that guitar player, he couldn't have put that thing together. And Mike Tramp even said himself, if it wasn't for him, it would have never been possible. So huge shout out to that guitar player. I forgot his name at the moment, but if you guys are wondering who he is, I know if you look up on the Wikipedia, the first Freaking Nature album, the credit, it says rhythm guitar. He wasn't the lead guitar player on there, but he was the rhythm guitarist on there. So if you look that up, you'll figure out who he is. So, and shortly after that, I didn't think I was gonna be able to meet Steve Brown for Trickster, but a few minutes after I met my Tramp, Steve Brown was right behind the merch booth, and I saw him. I was like, man, I got to meet him. So me and my dad approached him and asked him if he could sign this, and he signed my Trickster CD sleeve. So that was pretty cool. So, well, this is actually the second part I actually had him sign, because I actually had him sign the little insert poster from that first. So he's very glad to sign that for me. So I'm glad he could do that for me. And then I asked him if he could sign this too, and he did. So that was pretty cool. So that was cool of Mike Tramp and Steve Brown to sign my CD sleeves twice. So and Steve Brown was awesome too, and it's just an amazing show. And in the show, they were both talking about how back in the day, like, rock roll was still alive, stuff like that in the 80s, and before grunge and stuff like that. And it was just awesome seeing Steve Brown shred on guitar. BJ Farley was a great bass player, and both of them singing. The dynamic was awesome. You could hear everything, the harmonies, leads, everything. The bass playing, the drumming. Mike Tramp, the guitar player and the bass player, was just awesome. It was really just a great experience for me. This year has been full of surprises, and it's just been pretty cool that I've gotten the opportunity to meet a lot of musicians that I really admire. So if any of you guys are White Lion fans out there, I really recommend you look up the tour dates for the Songs of White Lion tour. Trust me, that's the closest you're ever going to get to see White Lion. And if you like Trickster, then that's a bonus too. So, but that's all for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.